All right, so before I get into this video, I feel like I should, because of the way this is cropped, I feel like I should show that says vote Bernie. It doesn't actually say vote Democrats. But anyways, so, all right, so unfortunately, we have to yet again talk about Kyrsten Sinema, one of the most corrupt motherfuckers in the Senate alongside Joe Manchin, who still are basically blocking everything that Joe Biden wants to do. And I made a video yesterday criticizing Joe Biden because he still refuses to put pressure on these people. But she went on a rant yesterday where she actually did like a press conference with John Cornyn, the senator, the Republican senator from Texas. And basically everything that she says in this clip, without exaggeration, is wrong and inaccurate framing of the issue. But it really gives us a good deep dive into where her mind is at right now and how disconnected from reality she is. So let's go ahead and watch this clip and we can talk about it as we go through.
Well, as folks in Arizona know, I've long been a supporter of the filibuster because it is a tool that protects the democracy of our nation rather than allowing our country to ricochet wildly every 2 to 4 years back and forth between policies. The idea of the filibuster was created by those who came before us in the United States Senate to create comity and to encourage senators to find bipartisanship.
Okay, time out, because already she's completely wrong. One, the Senate and the filibuster are not democratic. They are literally the exact opposite of a functioning democracy. What does a filibuster do? The filibuster makes it so that instead of needing 51 out of 100 votes, which would mean a democratic vote, you need 60 out of 100 votes in order to pass legislation. So in other words, the filibuster is a direct blockade to democracy, the complete opposite of what she's saying. She says that it's protecting democracy. It's not protecting democracy. It is blocking democracy. It is blocking legislation that is overwhelmingly supported by the American people, basically giving the minority the ability to shut down any legislation that they don't want. It's obviously undemocratic. And then beyond that, she talks about the origin of it. Do you know what the actual origin of the filibuster is? It's not, oh, our previous senators made it so that we could have a nice bipartisan process together. That's bullshit. The filibuster was explicitly created by white supremacists in order to reinforce the Jim Crow era. That is what the filibuster was created for, period. And this is not even like me just saying this as an opinion. That's what they were saying when they created it. And so it's just completely disconnected from reality. So let's continue to hear what she has to say.
And work together. And while there are some who don't believe that bipartisanship is possible, I think that I'm a daily example that bipartisanship is possible. Not just this trip today and tomorrow that John and I are doing, but the work that John and I and many other of my colleagues in both parties do on a regular basis. So to those who say we must make a choice between the filibuster and X, I say this is a false choice. The reality is that when you have a system that's not working effectively, and I would think that most would agree that the Senate's not a particularly well-oiled machine, right? The way to fix that is to change your behavior, not to eliminate the rules or change the rules, but to change your behavior. So I'm going to continue to go to work every day, aggressively seeking bipartisanship in a cheerful and happy warrior way, as I always do, and showing that when we work together, we can get things done.
Okay, so gonna go ahead and end it there, but basically what she just said there was completely unverified nonsense, right? She's standing next to John Cornyn, the Republican senator from Texas, okay, who pushed the conspiracy that the election was stolen from Donald Trump, somebody who just voted against the January 6th Commission to investigate what happened on January 6th. And she's standing next to him saying, this is proof that we can work in a bipartisan way. Really? Did John Cornyn vote for the COVID relief package at the beginning of the year? No, along with 0 other Republican senators. None of them voted for that. So where is your actual proof that they will vote on legislation in a bipartisan way? Going and doing a fucking press conference is not bipartisanship. I mean, I guess it's bipartisanship, but it's bipartisanship corruption. It's bipartisanship to the benefit of the Republican Party and to the benefit of the conservative agenda. But you know what? That's exactly what she wants, because that's what she supports. She doesn't support the Democratic agenda. She doesn't support even a moderate agenda. She doesn't support a left-leaning agenda. She is a conservative. That's what she is. That's what she represents. She represents her corporate donors and the billionaires who fund her campaigns. That's what she represents. That's what she believes in. Okay, so understand the dynamic here. This notion that there is going to be some noble Republicans who come together to work with Democrats on good pieces of legislation is a delusion. It is a complete delusion. It's either a delusion in her mind or it's a fabrication that she can use as an excuse to not support any good legislation. So that's the actual situation that we have right now. This notion of bipartisanship is utter complete bullshit. It's not going to happen. And all she's doing by doing press conferences like this and lying about the filibuster and what it's actually doing in our Senate is protecting the conservative agenda, is letting them run rampant in the Senate and block every piece of legislation that is even moderately good or would moderately solve some of the problems here. We have all of these bills, some of which I actually support and are legitimately good, like the PRO Act, or a lot of other ones that are actually on the table that could be passed if a couple of Democratic senators were willing to get rid of the filibuster, and yet they're not. We have a couple who are doing this, who are going out and giving press conferences with fucking Republicans who are clearly acting in a partisan way and have no interest in helping Joe Biden pass any of his agenda, and she's basically just running cover for them. So this is delusional. It's flat out corruption. That's who she is. That's who Kyrsten Sinema is. She has no interest in actually getting anything done with Republicans. All she wants to do is water down Biden's agenda and make it so that we can never actually push forward any good legislation.